So given it's almost the end of the year, I thought I would rein back on the book buying, but it turns out I had no self-control and bought more books. What can I say? What's up guys, welcome back to Unlimited Reads. My name is Chris and today I'll be sharing with you what should be my last book haul for 2022. I am thinking it is going to be the final one, but you never know, do you? But we'll see what happens. So recently I had a really good haul. In my defense, some of these books were secondhand, so I didn't buy all of these ones brand new, but I had some really interesting buys that I wanted to share with you. So I'll start with the first book. Now, because I'm looking at reading a lot more classics again in 2023, I thought, well, this one was on my list and I wanted it and found it secondhand, which was George Orwell's Animal Farm, which look, it's very a low commitment. It's not a very thick book at all, but it is on my list, and I got it for a bargain at an antique store over the last couple of days, and I thought, yeah, it would suit me just fine. So not every book I buy has to be brand new. Alright, now I'm a mad Richard Lehman fan, and I haven't actually had this one, but I picked up a copy of Quake, which I think this was from 1995, don't quote me, but it's one of his better ones among the fan base, they would agree, and I just love reading his stuff. It's so trashy now, but you know, unfortunately Richard Lehman died in 2001, and I would have liked to have seen what he went on to write in the future, but you know, it's a pretty good copy, and I plan on reading that hopefully next year. Alright, what else have we got? Now, this next classic isn't on my list, but I think I'll add it regardless because I saw it. I thought, you know, it piques my curiosity, and that is On the Road by Jack Kerouac, which is a very famous book, a very well respected book, and you know, it's one of the Penguin Orange ones. It's in really good condition, you can see on the spine there, and I thought, well, why not add that to the list as well? Okay, moving along, I have wanted to try the Cormoran Strike crime series written by Robert Galbraith, who is actually in fact J.K. Rowling as the pen name, but this is the first book in the Cormoran Strike series. They did make a TV series as well, which I haven't watched yet, but I picked this up pretty cheap as well, and yeah, I'll hopefully make time for that one in my busy 2023 schedule. Okay, moving right along, I picked up a copy of Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb, just a reading copy. I wanted to see what it was like before I go out and splurge on the nicer versions that are out there, but I've mentioned in a previous video that I'm not starting this series until I have the discipline to finish Assassin's Quest, which was a DNF for me this year. I'm going to be going back to it, I'm just not sure when, but made the promise to myself, no more Robin Hobb books until I've read Assassin's Quest. So that's the pact I've made with myself, and look, it's a fairly decent reading copy, and hopefully I'll get to start that next year if I can get through Assassin's Quest. Alright, now this one is a thriller by Linwood Barclay. He writes very good standalone thrillers. This one looks amazing. It's about automatic cars that drive themselves on an island, and something goes wrong and all hell breaks loose. Looks pretty intriguing to me, and I've read a couple of Linwood Barclay's books over the last couple of years, and they're quite solid, so looking forward to getting stuck into that. It's a fairly short read at about 343 pages, so it shouldn't take me long to get through that one. Alright, now next I had in this same antique place I found one of John Gardner's James Bond books, which is No Deals Mr. Bond, and I haven't read any of these since I read License Renewed way back in 1985 or 86, I think. So other than that, I had not read any of John Gardner's Bond novels, and I'm pretty intrigued to see what he was like. But you know, it's not a brand new copy, of course, it's just an old retro one with the silver foil there that you can see, and I'm certainly very, very curious about the John Gardner's editions, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, now these next three I did put on a short video, recently, but in case you missed that, I've actually picked up the Otherland trilogy by Tad Williams. Now there are 4 or 5 books in the series, but I've got the first 3, which is obviously Otherland is the first volume, and we have Otherland 2, River of Blue Fire, which is a nice blue foil cover there, which was nice, and the third one, which is Mountain of Black Glass, which is also in superb nick. The spines on these are actually fantastic. I always like to buy secondhand books that look like this. They'll look great on the shelf, not one spine crease on them. That's how I like to buy my secondhand books. Sometimes that can't be helped. But moving right along, in the same mini book haul that I did the short video on, I also picked up a copy of Stinger by Robert McCammon. So currently, at the time of filming this, I'm reading Mine by Mr. McCammon, which is very, very good. I'm on the last 100 pages and can't wait to finish it up. And I was always going to read Mystery Walk, as I've mentioned in previous videos, but look, this one landed in my lap, and this will be the next one I read early next year, which this one looks really, really frightening, and can't wait to get stuck in. I'm really liking Robert McCammon's books at the moment, and I'm really looking forward to getting into his Matthew Corbett series, which is being really successful at the moment, especially in the US. So I can't wait to get stuck into that one and work through his backlist in a regular fashion. So really looking forward to that. Now, I also picked up 3 Agatha Christie books. Now, I currently own Murder on the Orient Express, which is going to be the first Agatha Christie book I'm going to be reading next year, and I'm announcing a couple of reading projects in my next video. But the first one was The Hound of Death. This one, I think, is the perfect introduction to the Poirot stories. It's a group of 12 short stories, which should give me the perfect taste of what Poirot is all about before I start reading the main series. So I thought this was quite a good find. Actually, it'll just give me a really good introduction to the short stories and see what I think. And next I brought The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which is obviously the first Poirot book, which is a perfect way to start. But yeah, I'm not going to be starting with this one. I'm going to be starting with a couple of others first, but certainly then I'll be going through them in order. And there's a nice little checklist on the back that you can see there as well, which lists all the novels so that I can go through them in order. And not a bad copy, actually, and looking forward to getting stuck into that. And of course, I brought a really nice copy, very, very cheaply, of Death on the Nile as well, which this one's not a bad edition at all. So yeah, looking forward to that. And finally, something I found for $15, which really, really intrigued me. This is a big book. It's 1,600 pages. It reminds me a little bit of House of Leaves, where this book has a lot of subplots and stories included there. It's accentuated by single pages of photos. It has blank pages. It has black squares. It has asterisks on some pages, which is meant to depict snowflakes, and I'll show it to you. And I'm not sure whether any of you have heard of this author or not. He's an American novelist by the name of Matthew McIntosh, and he's got this book called The Mystery Doc. And this is the book. Look at the size of this thing. It's huge. It's 1,600 pages. It was shrink wrapped as well for $15. I've done my research on this, and I think you can get it online for about $50 or $65. So I got a really good deal on it. Didn't know anything about this, but it intrigued me. A, that it was shrink wrapped. Why was it shrink wrapped? And it just had a fairly evocative cover, and piqued my curiosity. So I've actually had to squeeze through this, and I'll just show you some examples. Look, it's got 2 pages where there's just one sentence, and you can see here, I'll just show you what I mean. It's got black squares here with a minimalist picture there, and it's just really weird. It's got redactions, which I don't know why, and it's got a series of photographs which go on for pages and pages. And what else has it got? Let me see, anything different? Yeah, you can see there down the bottom of this page here, there's asterisks there. The formatting is all over the place. It's just really intriguing. Here's what I meant before. Several pages of asterisks, which are very it reminds me of House of Leaves and how that's set out with subplots and all these strange things. So 1600 pages. It intrigued me. I'm not sure when I'm going to get to this one, but just seeing if there's anything else that's standing out as weird here. Yeah, it's got names and addresses and redactions here. So yeah, don't know what to think of this. When I'm going to get to it, I don't know. I think it's probably going to be worth doing a reading vlog on it. I think, but 1600 pages, some of those pages are very short. I mean, there's a photo on every page in some instances that go on for about 100 pages, so I should get through it pretty quickly, but it's something I've never heard of before. It's something I haven't, the likes I haven't read before, and just really interested to see what it is all about. But that's it for my book haul, guys, and it might be the last one, but I'm not going to promise anything because there's still 3 weeks till the end of the year, and I might just get that itchy trigger finger on the mouse on Amazon, but I'll see how that goes. But with that last book, Mystery Doc, let me know if you've heard of it. Have you read it? What did you think? But I think it's pretty intriguing, and when you find something like that, it really gives you a buzz because you don't know what the thing's about. You take a leap of faith when you buy it, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. But all these books are going to contribute to a pretty exciting 2023, and in my next video that's coming up, I will announce a couple of channel announcements as well with projects and things that I've got locked in for next year. So there you go, guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, offer up any comments below, and I'm always up for a chat. And until next time, see you later.